Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now, show where we get your answers for all of your stock-related queries. And remember, viewers, it's the second Wednesday of the month, which means that we will be taking queries from all of our women investors, our women viewers who are tuning in and who actually write to us day after day. And we've not been able to actually take their queries, but today is the day when we will be taking as many queries as possible from all of our women investors. So yes, do write to us on the number that's flashing on your screen, along with your name, the stock name that you're looking to invest in, as well as the buy price, quantity, time horizon, in case you've already invested in that particular stock. We will take your query to our viewers, I beg your pardon, our experts. And our experts today, we have Sonam Srivastava, who's joining us on the fundamentals. Why on the technicals, we have Hemen Kapadia. Very good morning once again to both of you. And let's kickstart with the queries that are already coming in. And this one is coming from Hamsa, who's writing to us from Madurai. She has about 780 shares of KNR Construction. The average buy price is 312 rupees per share. Sonam, she wants to know whether it makes sense to go ahead and buy some more right now at these levels. She's a long-term investor.
No, the stock definitely looks interesting, right? Seems to have seen a very strong uptake in June, right? The stock seems to have grown almost 50% in the June quarter. I think the infrastructure companies definitely are getting a lot of push, and this stock is a little bit fairly valued in terms of peers. It's a smaller company among all these large infrastructure development companies. So definitely profit growth has been strong, order books look strong. So, you could add this because, we are all aware that the government tends to have a focus on infrastructure, road and irrigation systems, water infrastructure and all that, where this company set up. So you could add to this, but, obviously you should have a long-term view.
Moving on to the next query. This query is from B. Soumya from Chennai. And she has a query on two counters we don't discuss much often. Firstly is Salasar, where she has bought these shares at a price of 28 rupees. Salasar Techno Engineering is the counter. She is at a loss in this one. And the other one is Sakuma Exports. Her buy price is 34 rupees. She's at a mild loss in this one as well. Hemen, do you believe that in the short term these stocks are ready for some bounce on the technical setup?
A very good morning to you, Shrishti. Firstly, Salasar is ex-bonus and it's a 1 rupee paid up. So the movement will be slightly slower from that point of view. Okay, so coming back to your main question, 18 is an important support level. If 18 breaks, there could mean further downside. There is nothing yet to suggest a reversal on the medium-term charts. Short-term, yes, it's definitely oversold. But for this oversold situation, Shrishti, to get converted into something more on the price action, we need a close about 19.60 for 2 trading sessions. Ideally 3, but even 2 will do. Then things start looking up. So I'm saying oversold. And if we don't close below this level of 17, 18, I believe things should be okay. And the second stock is Sakuma. Sakuma is also lower top, lower bottoms. I believe short and possibly a medium-term top has been made for the time being. So we walked into an intermediate correction. I mean, the earlier stock that we saw, Salazar looks slightly a shade better. Sakuma is not showing any signs of life. I believe 29 is important support. That's where we could see some sort of stability coming. If that holds, only and only then can we hope for a bounce. Otherwise, as of now, everything's on sell mode, and a close below 29 might mean a slightly deeper correction till 26.
Right, Hemen, let me come back to you. This one's coming from Poonam Anand. She has Share India Securities. Do you track this one by any chance? 500 shares at a price of 311 rupees per share?
I don't, Cheryl, very good morning to you. I don't, but I mean, while you was mentioning, I had a look. Downside limited, short-term bottom in place. A bounce is underway. Volume seems to suggest stronger hands have bought 4 trading sessions back. Worst seems over. Things should start looking up above 960. A weekly close above 1000 should mean that the 6-month correction that we've undergone could be ending. So looks promising. At least the short-term picture has definitely turned positive. I believe this should percolate and translate to medium-term positives also.
Himain, one more query for you because this query is on AB Capital. The stock was indeed showing some momentum, but in the recent while, in the past couple of trading sessions, the momentum has fizzled out, wherein Anu from Gurgaon is holding 500 shares, but her buy price is 245 rupees. How long, Himain, she has to wait to get to back to that buy price? Any idea on that? And in the short to medium term, what to expect out of it?
Actually, I have a little bit of bad news for her because she's unfortunately managed to buy it at uh, you know, after a 4-year run up. Okay, that's not the only criteria. Having said that, it's formed a rounding top on the daily chart, Shashri. That is a bearish formation. So we are slipping into a correction. Today it's hanging on for dear life to the 55-day exponential moving average. A breach of this, which I think is a possibility, could mean a further downside. So currently, I don't have a time frame on when her cost comes in. As of now, we'd have to look where it will stop this decline. If she wants to keep a stop loss, she'll need to keep a stop loss at 220. And even the weekly picture is sort of getting a bit cloudy. So we walked into a short-term correction, which I think might just turn into a medium-term correction. So at least in the next 3 to 4 weeks, 3 weeks, I don't see her cost coming back. No.
All right. This one is actually coming in from Sunita, and she wants a take on L&T Finance for the long term. Actually, Sonam, she's not mentioned whether she's already purchased the stock or she's intending to purchase it. In case she's already purchased, what's your outlook for L&T Finance? And if she wants to look at it right now, does it make sense for her to go ahead and buy L&T Finance at these rates?
No, definitely. I think L&T Finance has had a good sort of a run recently, and the momentum seems to have fizzled out over the last week. NBFC stocks have been under pressure, but this stock seems to have done better than the peers in terms of, the recent results. If you saw for L&T Finance were really good in terms of profit growth, in terms of, the sales growth as well. It is not overvalued in comparison to its peers like Bajaj Finance, Bajaj Finserv. And I think, once the rate cut picture becomes clearer, right? L&T Finance would have like other NBFCs should have a great run, right? Because rates will be cut down and they can borrow more. So I would say that could be a great long-term buy for you. The stock seems to have momentum, and I think you could have a look at it.
Right, that's the take coming in on L&T Finance. But with this, viewers, it's time to slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Buy Now, Sell Now, and let's keep it going with all your stock-related queries. And the next query that I have, Himain, is coming in from Anu from UAE, and she wants your advice on two counters. Firstly is BEL. She's holding 600 shares from a price of 289 rupees, and the other one is IRCON, where her buy price is 280 rupees. In both of these, wants an advice, like what to look out for the medium term, any targets that she should have an eye on?
Firstly, protect profit at 320 for BEL. A close about 340 we should see it go somewhere to 340 at 350 system.
Coming right back to you, Hemen, Rebecca has written to us from Kolkata. NIIT, she bought about 50 shares at a price of 134 odd rupees, or around 135 odd rupees. She wants to know about a short-term trade on this one for a period of about 6 months.
Okay. Stop loss at 106, close up of 121, should take it to 138 and 150.
All right, moving on. And Sonam, what's your advice on GMDC, wherein Dhanlakshmi from Bangalore, who's a long-term investor, bought these shares at a price of 433 rupees. Continue to hold on or exit the same?
No, definitely this stock looks interesting. The stock is up today when the water market is down. I think mining and power is an interesting sector. So, you could hold on, and with the emergence in global manufacturing, you see potential returns.
All right, this one is coming in from Padma Siva Rao, who's mentioned that she's a 67-year-old young girl. And Padma Siva Rao is a regular viewer of Buy Now, Sell Now, who is actually actively invested in the market. So, Hemen, now she wants to know, is it the right price to go ahead and buy M&M right now, given the fact the stock is seeing a knock of approximately 7% in trade today?
I'd say we've had a humongous run up. Could be susceptible to a deeper correction. If you like the stock fundamentally, buy one third now. Don't go the whole hog. There could be some near-term volatility coming in.
All right, that's the view on M&M. But Hemen, two more queries for you. This one is coming from Kiran from Pune, and she wants a 3 to 6 month targets on two stocks. One of them is Bank of Maharashtra. She has bought 500 shares. Buy price is 67 rupees, and the other one is Poonawalla FinCorp, 1000 shares from a price of 420 rupees. So in the next 3 to 6 months, Hemen, what to expect in both of these names?
Bank of Maharashtra intermediate correction 50. I don't expect anything spectacular. Only a close above 70. We'd see positives. Otherwise, we will remain range bound between 54 and 70. Coming to Poonawalla, Poonawalla has had a very strong run up. We walked into intermediate correction, and no, I believe our top has been made at 520. It's going to take some time. I don't see anything happening in the next quarter at least. So it could be a recovery, but setup has been spoiled even from a medium to longer term point.
All right, this one is coming in from actually Vibha, who's writing to us from Ranchi, and a couple of stocks in her portfolio actually. Sonam, she has Ambuja Cement at a price of 479. She has Petronet LNG at a price of 222, and she has GAIL at a price of around 95 rupees per share. For the long term, are these three stocks very good to hold fundamentally in the portfolio, or are you seeing a need that she should go ahead and churn the portfolio of these three stocks?
Like you said, see, GAIL is in focus today because of the reforms that are coming in the gas segment. So I think that should be interesting. You know both the other stocks, Petronet as well as Ultratech Cement, right, have been in momentum. They have been growing fast over the past few months, and I think these are all interesting picks. So I would say that let's hold on to all the three.
Sorry, Sonam, to interrupt you. Petronet LNG and Ambuja Cements, not
Ambuja,
Ultratech. Yeah.
okay. No, even Ambuja Cement has been strong, right, in the recent run up. So I would assume that she could definitely hold on to that one as well.
All right, then moving on to the next query, and Hemen, the next query is from Mekha. She's also writing to us from UAE. She is indeed a regular viewer, and she wants your advice on NCC. Do you like this stock for a fresh buy right now after the recent correction, and she can go ahead and make a fresh purchase out here?
Short-term heaviness, a move from 55 to almost 350. I would say once again, buy one third now. Longer term chart still positive. I'd wait for a deeper decline to add more.
All right, this one is coming in from Neha, and Neha has very conveniently used this opportunity to try and get 2 to 3 names for good stocks that can be bought at current market price just ahead of budget for 3 to 6 months. She wants your view on that, Hemen, as well as she wants a fundamental take on which of the stocks do you think, Sonam, looks good for a period of about 2 to 3, looks good just ahead of the budget. We've seen this correction come out in the market. Do you think this time is the right time to go ahead and actually fish for some good stocks, Hemen?
I believe the correction is hardly anything, frankly speaking, Cheryl, but not keeping the budget in mind, I think something like an LIC looks very interesting, Cheryl. Hasn't done much anything for a long time. Beginning to look good. Long-term charts are looking very promising. So I would request her to increase her 6 months to probably a year. I would say LIC.
All right, then, Sonam.
Sonam, what's your take then on that? Which stock do you think will look good fundamentally that one can look at just ahead of the budget?
So I think many interesting stocks out there. Sectors like defense and railways have run up a lot. So I would say let's be careful, but we will get focus in the budget. So that will be looking interesting. But we are seeing very good, interesting tailwinds come out from the fertilizer segment, the rural stocks as well. So you could have some picks in that space as well.
All right. The next query, Sonam, that I have is coming in from Hina, and she wants a view on Kala Mandir, that is Sai Silk, where Hina has bought 1500 shares. The buy price is 180 rupees, very near to the current market price. But Sonam, do you, by any chance, do you track this one, and would you can you advise her on the same?
You said Hina.
Yes, this query is from Hina. Her purchase is made in Kala Mandir, that is Sai Silks.
Okay, understood. I'm sorry. So I don't really track this stock, but fundamentally, if I have a look at it, the stock has been consolidating for a while. I think it has had a negative 1 year performance. It's a very small stock in this segment. So I would say let's be a little bit cautious, but you should check for the potential changes happening in the company that could take it forward, right?
Got it, Sonam. But Hemen, anything that you can help her with on the charts, because it's quite a recently listed counter, not much time on after getting listed. Any advice on Sai Silk?
68 months in a row, lower tops, lower bottoms. Now getting oversold, short-term picture improving. But for this to improve in the medium term, we need a weekly close about 205. That's when things start looking better.
All right, let me take this next query then, and this query is coming in from Smita Vikram. She's writing to us from Bangalore. She wants to know about HUDCO. Hemen, she's already holding from the levels of about 283 rupees per share HUDCO in a portfolio. She wants a target for this one now.
Okay, Cheryl, that's like mission impossible after such a big move. But yeah, I would say we close about 350, which is a possibility. Then we look at a price of around 385. Cheryl.
One more query coming your way. This query is from Debanjana Das. I guess she's writing to us for the first time, and she wants an advice on Sapphire Foods. She has bought 100 shares and her buy price is 16-18 rupees in the short term. What to expect out of this, and any targets to look out for as well?
Structure has become a bit wobbly, interesting. A close below 1520 could mean approximately 80 to 100 point downside. Short-term picture has got spoiled. Medium term still there is hope. So not looking very exciting. If things need to improve, we need a close above 1620, and I don't see that happening in a jiffy.
All right, this next query that I have is actually coming in from Lakshmi, who's writing to us from Hyderabad, and she wants your view actually on two of the counters. Which out of these two, Sonam, is a good buy for the long term? One is All Cargo, and the other one is Nandan Denim.
So all cargo in the logistics space has been under consolidation, and I think recent reports that came out about the logistics segment don't seem to be extremely bullish. Talking about the next one, which is Nandan Denim, right? I think textile stocks have been in focus recently. This is a very small stock in the segment, so we don't really track it. But in terms of fundamentals, it does look strong. So you could definitely hold on to this one.
All right, then the next query that I have, Sonam, is coming in from Smita from Bangalore. She has 100 shares of Astra Microwave. Her buy price is 990 rupees, and currently she's highlighting that she's at a loss. But this counter, is that a hold or sell or maybe average at this particular point? What's your view on this, Sonam?
Very interesting. See, the order books are very strong for these defense counters, and great long-term potential, but definitely valuations have run up quite a bit. So I would say let's be a little bit cautious and let's watch for the budget. I think in the budget we'll know if they're getting more investment. That would be a good cue to buy.
All right. This one is coming in from Janvi, and she's writing to us from Bangalore. Hemen, she wants a level for buying action construction equipment, so that is ACE, as well as HG Infra.
Okay, we'll start with action construction. Totally flat. So I would say buy into two chunks, buy at 1420 and 1360. And the second stock that you mentioned?
HG Infra.
HG Infra. Okay, if I were to look at HG Infra Engineering, sideways we're seeing a small topping out formation. Supports can be used to buy 1660, 1560, 1460.
All right, those are the levels that you should be watching out for when it comes to HG Infra. The next query, Hemen, is coming in from Preeti from Kochi, and she wants an advice on L&T. At this price point, would you advise for a fresh buy in this large cap?
We've been sideways for 5 months. So long-term charts are positive. So once again, I'd say buy some now at around 3600. Keep space to add more at 3440 and 3260.
All right, this one is coming from Muskan, who's writing to us from Kanpur. Muskan has actually written to us for the first time. She wants to know in the next 1 to 2 years which companies that she can look to enter into and also a good target that she can look at. Luckily, she's only selected the nifty companies, actually, Hemen. One is M&M, one is Tata Motors, and the other one is ITC. Out of these three, which one do you think makes sense that she can look to buy and also will be able to achieve good returns in the next 1 to 2 years?
ITC, Tata Motors, Cheryl. ITC looks good, even Tata Motors looks good, but so ITC and Tata.
All right, that's the take on ITC as well as Tata Motors. But with this, it's time to slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now. Let's continue taking all of the stock-related queries. Remember, this is the women's special, so we will try and take as many queries coming in from our women viewers as well as investors. And this one is coming from Prashanti, who wants to know about Orient Cement. Her buy price is 250 rupees per share. She wants to know where to exit in the short term, as well as she wants to know whether she can exit and buy, Vishnu Prakash is the stock that she's bought. She wants to know whether she should exit from the stock and buy L&T instead. Let me take Orient Cement with you, Hemen, and the Vishnu Prakash query. I'll take it to Sonam, given the fact this is recently listed counter. Hemen, what's your take about Orient Cement? Where should she exit this counter, given the fact that most of the rally that Orient Cement has logged over the last few months is all thanks to news-based information?
I still feel there is some headroom left, Cheryl. First, a protect profit at 285. That holds two targets for her, 330, 355.
The take coming on Orient Cement, and what's your take, Sonam, on Vishnu Prakash? 200 shares bought at 200 rupees per share, recently listed counter. What should she do? Exit out of this and look to buy L&T instead?
See, the stock definitely looks exciting. It's a small stock, but it's very fairly valued compared to the peers in the industry. And as an infrastructure company, it does have good potential. So you could hold on to it. With L&T, you get more stability for sure. So if you have that preference, then you can switch to L&T, but Vishnu Prakash also looks interesting.
The next query that I have, Hemen, is coming in from Neelam from Jaipur, and I'm putting forward 4 ideas. And out of these 4, she wants you to pick any of the stock that you like for the next 3 to 4 months investment horizon. Stocks like Ratan India Power, RVNL, Mukka Proteins, as well as Blue Star is something that she is looking at. So out of these 4, any stock that you like at this point? I know the list is a bit long.
RVNL, love the stock, but with such a big run up, without a correction, I don't think so. Ratan India Power moves in circuits, so that is a slightly dangerous stock to look at, but it's technically cheaper. Blue Star is what I would look at, honestly.
All right, this next query that I have is coming in from Anusha. She wants a view on Dhampur Sugar for the medium term. How does this counter look to you fundamentally, actually? Sonam, do you think Dhampur Sugar is a best pick in that sugar pack that one can look at, or what's your view?
Stocks, to be honest, fundamentally for sure, the stock has had a low profitability. It is also, on valuations, it is low, but then, in terms of return of equity and all, it has lagged. So I think there are better stocks out there like Balrampur Chini or EID Parry that you could have a look at.
Right. The next query that I have, Sonam, is coming from Jaya from Bangalore, and she wants an advice on 2 counters. Firstly is Gensol. Her buy price is 1070 rupees, and the other one is Precam. Her buy price is 198 out here. Both of these counters are a hold or exit at this point, Sonam. For the long term, what would you advise?
See, Gensol is again, a stock in the solar segment. It has been a very attractive stock for the past few years, and I think with the potential growth in solar segment, you could see, in the next few years, a very good returns. But seems to be the stock, technically seems to be consolidating for a bit. Pericol, like you said, is another stock in the OEM segment, which seems to having an amazing run, very strong momentum. So I would say let's hold on to this one.
So with that, let's kickstart with taking your queries in the rapid fire. Then the first one coming in from Reema, who's writing to us from Pune, and she wants to know about IOL chemicals. Is it the right time to enter this particular counter for the long term? What's your take, Sonam?
See, chemical stocks have started looking interesting. They're extremely undervalued and they seem to have been picking some sort of uptick. So I would say it's an interesting stock. There are other stocks in similar sort of pharmaceutical linked chemicals that might be interesting. So, you could have a pick this one.
Alright, the next query that I have is coming from Padma, and Hemen, she wants an advice on Kotak Mahindra Bank holding 200 shares, buy price is 1750 rupees. What to do in this particular stock? Should she move out and rather make purchase in Castrol and HDFC Bank?
If she has a longer term view, I think hold on to Kotak.
All right, Hemen, this one is coming in from Usha, wants to know about Elecon Engineering, 400 shares at a price of 1,270 rupees per share. Any chances of this particular stock seeing good rebound? Elecon Engineering.
We need a close of a 1400 stop loss value.
All right, Hemen, one more query for you. This one is from Rani, and she wants an advice on Spandana Spurti. Her buy price is 1,020 rupees. What to do in this stock? Good to hold on or look out for better opportunities?
Sell on bounce. If you want to hold, stop loss exit.
All right, another one actually, Hemen, coming your way. This one is coming in from Sharmishta Mitra, wants to know about TV18 Broadcast, holding about 200 shares at the levels of 52 rupees per share, suffering a loss. Makes sense to stay put with this one, or what sort of a target to keep in mind?
Sell on bounce, good only about 49, medium to longer term.
Alright, sorry, one more for you, because this one is coming in from Mahalakshmi, and she wants to know, can she go ahead and invest in NCC and BHEL, but just for the next 30 days? Would you advise for the same?
BHEL, yes, stop loss 305.
Sonam, lastly, let me come to you then. Swati wants to know, out of Balrampur Chini, Inox Wind and Jubilant Ingravia, which one do you think that makes sense for her to buy fundamentally?
All very diverse stocks. I think Inox Wind has been a winner stock recently. Then you said Jubilant Ingravia and which one?
Jubilant Ingravia and Balrampur Chini.
Balrampur Chini. See, I think in the recent times we are seeing some uptick in the sugar stocks, but all of them are quite interesting. So Inox Wind could be a long-term pick, right?
All right, but with this, it's time's up in this edition of Rapid Fire as well as on the Buy Now Sell Now show. Thank you so much, Sonam, as well as Hemen, for joining us today and helping all our women viewers with their stock-related queries. So, Cheryl, it was indeed more than 30 queries that we addressed.
Exactly, and 30 queries only from our women investors who write into us. Exactly. So hopefully next time we'll be able to beat that number. That will be the 4th Wednesday of the month. But for now, it's a goodbye from Shrishti, myself, and the team that put the show together.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.